Hey guys, one Brad H coming at you with another video here. I do a quick review on a DJI Mavic Mini that I got. Just a quick breakdown of what's in the package, maybe a quick overview of what's inside the app, and just the main features of what's inside here. So this here is the remote. I just threw some bright stickers on it. Open these handles up, stick your smartphone in here like this. Your antennas flop up like so. And you have, it comes with the DJI Mavic Mini, you have these little handheld grips that snap in here, and you can take them, screw them right in the top here like so. Gives you a thumb position on both fingers. I usually take them out because with this folded up, it doesn't really want to go in the package with these on. And front here, you've got record to take video, take a picture. The scroller left and right is to pan the front camera all the way down 90 degrees or back up. And let's go to the battery pack. So I labeled these, actually labeled the inside of the batteries as well, just so I know if anything goes wrong with it. That specific battery, I can eliminate that and work with 2 or 3, or if I know one's getting weak, I can just work off 2 or 3 or vice versa. These are lithium ion, and there's a USB port here and another connection for charging. And you can actually, if you wanted to, you could use this as a power bank. If you have a USB port, you can plug your phone cable in here and run it to your phone, and then just hit this power button here on the side to turn the batteries on. That will output 5 volts to charge whatever you want to charge. So there's that. Now on to the drone. So this is it. That's all there is to it. It's tiny. And there's a gimbal protector here. You just snap this up and off, like so. Basically prevents the gimbal from moving around when it's packaged up. There's sensors here for landing. There are no other sensors for crash avoidance on this drone anywhere else except for on the bottom. Here's another charging port or a communication port, your SD port, and underneath this little cover here is where you slide your battery in. Give you an example of that. There's tabs or connections here on top of the battery on the front, and all you do is slide that in right like that. Snaps in, closes. So there's fresh battery in there. Gimbal cam on the front is 1080p, which is not 4K, but I'll tell you what, for a $400 drone, this thing is the bee's knees. And to unfold it to get ready for flight, you're always going to want to unfold the sides first, like this, and then flip it over and flop over the rears, like so. So set the drone aside for right now. Just going to show you, I have a iPhone 11. The carriage that the remote opens up for will fit the iPhone 11, but it will not fit the iPhone 11 with OtterBox. So instead of pulling my phone out of the OtterBox every time I want to fly the drone, I went and purchased one of these carriers, and basically what it does is This is a solid piece of aluminum down here. And you hold it like this, you take your remote, slide it in here like this, locks in, and it is really sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere. And I had to modify this a little bit. I cut a slit out of the left side just because this would not work with my phone case. You may not have to do that if you have a different type of phone. But basically take your phone, set it in here like so. And I also, with this bracket here, I purchased this extension cable for the remote. And basically just slide this in the phone and get it lined up like that. And the cable comes down here. And there's a direction on this. It does not show that I could see anywhere else, but focus. See how the fat part of the connector goes down? Well, in here, it's just a big square. You can't tell, so you have to look at the diagram. You have to look at your cable to make sure the fat portion of it is down. Like this. Okay, so there is the remote setup. And it has this tether if you want to wrap it around your neck to hang it. Works pretty good. All right, from scratch, we're going to do a complete power up. I just plugged the cable into my phone here, into the remote. Got that ready to rock and roll. The drone is here. I have not powered it up yet. You don't really have to separate these. They kind of fling apart when you turn it on. But so first, gonna unlock your phone, open up the DJI Fly More app, which looks like so currently. And we're going to power on the drone. And to do that, you press once and then hold it. And it will power up. Beep, beep, beep. For the remote, you do the same thing. Press once and then hold it. Remote's on. Tip your antennas up. And now we're going to try and connect. My phone just beeped because it uses the battery power on the iPhone and the remote. Okay, we are connected. I'm sure the IMU is going to have to do a warm-up. I had that problem earlier because it's kind of cold out here. Upstate New York right now. But as you can see, I'll move the drone and it's live on, which is cool because you see me in the background behind my phone. I'm moving the drone left and right. My screen's not moving. So the gimbal is working. All right, we got a takeoff with caution. No satellites, I'm assuming. So I'm just going to do a quick takeoff and show you what goes on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go this back a little bit. I'm going to hit up. Then you have to hold this to take off. So I'm going to step back a little bit and I'm going to do that. Okay. We are in flight right now. So I'm going to go ahead and land it. And all I'm going to do is, on the remote here, is I'm going to hold down on the controller. And here we go. Okay. All right, so that was a quick flight demonstration. I'm gonna show you a few things in the app that you need to pay attention to. Up here in the top left corner, get this drop down menu. Your max altitude is gonna be your max height. Your max distance is gonna be how far you're going to be able to fly the drone away. Your auto RTH altitude, which is auto return to home altitude. So if you're flying anywheres where there's trees or telephone poles or power lines or anything like that, you're going to want to set this, just judge how high whatever your highest object is around you and go like 20, 40 meters above that just to be safe. Because if you get in a situation where you need to hit the return to home, which I forgot to mention is this top left button right here on the remote. I've never had to use it, but if you get in a situation where you're somewhere and you lose connection or you lose Wi-Fi signal, the drone is actually going to return to home even if you don't have any control over it. So wherever you took off, it updates the home point. So it will come back and it will land wherever it took off. But if you don't have this auto return to home altitude height set, if it gets into a low battery mode, for instance, it's going to go up to this altitude, whatever you set it at, and it will fly to the coordinates for the home position, and then it will come back down and it will land. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have that height set where it's not gonna, if it's going across wherever you flew it, it's not gonna run into any trees on its way home. If you move out in a field, for instance, and you're walking, you can hit this update home point and it will correct your auto return home location. So it won't go back to where you first took off. If you hit update home, it will come back to where you currently are. The IMU calibration, you're going to do that when you first get the drone, obviously, but I do it often. The compass calibration is also something that's very important you're going to want to do. The IMU calibration requires you to rotate the drone left, right, on its side, on its back, and it gives you diagrams here in the app of how to do it. The compass, it requires you to take the drone and rotate it 360 degrees, and then it'll give you an OK. And then it also wants you to rotate it this way, 360 degrees, all the way around. But you also have to be a few feet off the ground. You can't have this like on top of your car hood or something like that and do it, or you can't be above the low ground location where you're going to take off. Advanced settings, there's a lot of settings in here. I'm not going to go over tons of stuff. Camera, 4.3 or 16.9 ratio. Your SD card, it tells you how big the SD card is and how much you have available. Transmission, it tells you, I'm inside my pole barn right now, so I'm not really going to get any satellite communication, but this will actually tell you how many satellites you're connected to. Typically, it's anywhere from 10 to, I've actually seen 16 different satellites that this is connected to keep its location and elevation and everything all by itself. It's amazing. Control, you can change. Cine Smooth is really smooth and gradual flying. You can hold the controllers as far left, right, up, down as you want, and it's going to move real smooth, like no problem. You put it in sport mode, it moves fast. It uses a lot of your battery up pretty quick, but like I said, I have 3 batteries with this, and each battery, I average between 25 to 27 minutes of flight time with it, which is amazing for this little drone. This weighs 249 grams, which is below the FAA weight limit for registration, but you also, now keep in mind, you have to abide by all drone rules as far as flying near airports, municipality buildings, prisons, stuff like that. You don't want to get involved with getting in anywhere near those locations, because when you registered this, your number's attached to that. They will find you. They'll find you. Find you and find you. Units, you can go metric, Imperial, gimbal mode. This is pretty cool. I don't know if a lot of people know this. You can actually take this, fold the wings up on it, and move this around just like an action camera. And it's pretty much like a steady cam. It works great. So what else here? Got your battery and your Wi-Fi. Your distance is down here at the bottom. Tell you how far away it is and how high up it is. As far as taking photos and videos, select this for photo and video, and then you can hit this button for playback for footage that you've already taken. I'll just give you an example. I took this video earlier. You can play it right back here, edit it. Yeah, that's just video I took earlier. And a nice thing about an iPhone is all you have to do is hit this little up arrow in the corner, right there. And you have selections to save. I typically click the 3 buttons and then scroll up just a little bit and hit save video. And when you do that, it puts it directly in your photo album on your phone, outside, in your iOS photos, which is kind of handy. You can download, I downloaded like 40 minutes of video on this in like less than a minute. Or you have the option to pop out the SD card here on the back and put it in a SD card reader or an adapter for the micro SD into an SD card reader, and put it in your your laptop or your computer and save them that way. So it's kind of just a basic wrap up. Thought I'd just give you guys a quick demonstration. As far as power down, I just take the drone. Again, you hold or press for 1 second, and then hold, press, hold. That's powered off. And the remote, press, hold. That's powered off. Fold your antennas in and get a RC nut connected there. That's really it, guys. There's not much to it. It comes in this nice case with a battery holder. I got a charging cable for this, and there's also a charging cable that comes for the remote, because you have to charge batteries, but you also have to remember to charge the remote as well. So hope you guys liked the video. Give me a like, a subscribe, share it, and have a good one.